People all across the world are deeply concerned, and for good reason, because all the signs are pointing to World War III. And now, I want to specifically talk about people here in the United States. Who is going to be impacted? What are we currently seeing? And why am I somewhat concerned about what lawmakers are currently doing? So I'm going to break all that down in just a moment. But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So what are government officials not telling us? Why are so many people concerned about a potential war, but yet our federal government says there's no risk? Well, if there was no risk, then why would the House pass a defense bill that automatically registers men ages 18 to 26 for the draft? If we have no risk, why would we do that? Well, here's what you need to know. If you have children that are under the age of 26, well, guess what? It is going to impact you. It's not just going to impact men either. It's going to impact men and women. And here's the reason why some experts are really concerned. That we are going to automatically register all men 18 to 26 for selective service. Here's the problem. Not all men ages 18 to 26 should even be selected. We should not be selecting people based off of their birth date. We should be selecting people based off their desire to want to fight for their country. That's how we should be selecting people. But guess what? Congress isn't doing that. Congress isn't trying to up the benefits for military personnel. They're not trying to pay them more. They're not trying to give them and their spouse and their children additional benefits for years to come. No. Congress would be happy if military personnel got paid less, got less lifetime benefits. But guess what? Nobody wants to sign up for that. So you know what we're doing now? Being that enrollment numbers are just so far down and our service is depleted, well, we're automatically making it a thing where you are registered, automatically registered. Not that it is a felony if you don't register for the selective service, which is what it used to be, or technically still is because this has to pass through the Senate, but that's a problem. This is a major problem. Now, the only reason why this bill right here, that's automatically registering men from 18 to 26 for the draft, the only reason why this is not going to pass is because there's other poison pills attached to it. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, lawmakers would pass this bill in a heartbeat. Again, it's a problem. But you only pass a bill like this if you think there's a chance we are going to war and potentially World War III. But look at this. I want to show you this right here. China now has 500 warheads and is building its nuclear arsenal faster than any other country, according to a think tank. Not only that, but they are saying that China is going to have over 1,000 warheads, nuclear warheads, by 2030. That's about 5.5 years away. That's a problem. They are building their nuclear arsenal faster than what the United States is doing. You think China is a threat? Absolutely. You want to know one of the reasons why they're a threat, especially to us here in the United States, is because they continue to put pressure on Taiwan. Look at this. This is a Chinese nuclear submarine surfaces in the Taiwan Strait. That right there puts a lot more pressure on Taiwan. That right there is what the United States is concerned with, that Taiwan and China could potentially go at it. And the United States and President Biden have already said this, that if China tries to invade Taiwan or take back Taiwan and make it part of mainland China, the United States is going to have to step in. And again, that will be a problem. But that's just one potential war. Then we have this one. Israel and Hezbollah are on the brink of an all-out war, according to officials. It says Hezbollah is the crown jewel of Iran's terror empire. Now, they're going to step up their attacks, their rocket attacks against Israel. That's what we know. Guess what the United States is doing? Well, Israel's our closest ally in the Middle East. You think we are just going to let them just sit there and take this punishment? No. The United States is going to continue to support Israel. Guess what that means? The United States has a target on our back from Hezbollah, from the Yemen Houthis, from Hamas, which we've already heard from multiple federal officials saying that they know that that many of these groups, Hezbollah, okay, and Hamas, both have sleeper cells in the United States. And that's concerning because, again, we are one bad decision away from a potential attack here on U.S. soil. But look at this one. Why would we have a U.S. nuclear attack submarine surface in Cuba right behind the Russian fleet that also included a Russian nuclear submarine that, according to reports just this morning, some are saying that this submarine is falling apart. This submarine is not in the condition that it should be. But again, it doesn't matter if it's still a nuclear submarine, still can attack within 300 miles. A little bit over 300 miles can place an attack. In Cuba, it's less than 100 miles away from Florida. That's how serious this is. But again, how close are we? Are we potentially going to war? What is Congress not telling us? Well, here's what I think is interesting. This article is just from this morning. It says the Senate is poised to send a bill boosting nuclear power to Biden's desk. Why would we need to send nuclear power to Biden's desk? Right? Send this bill to his desk? Simple. Because we feel that we are not doing what we need to do. We feel that Russia is a threat. China is a threat. Okay? Hezbollah is a threat. Okay? If all these other countries, Iran, right? If all these other countries are a threat, even North Korea, what are we doing? What are we doing to step it up and make sure our people here in the United States are safe? Well, I can tell you what we're not doing. We are not protecting our U.S. southern border. People are coming across the border in hundreds and thousands, and yet we continue to let them in. But again, this is just the beginning, because here's what could happen. Remember, we went to war with Afghanistan, right? We went to war with Osama bin Laden, right? We had to go find him, and it took a long time. We were even there after we found him and took his life. But here's what I think is interesting. We're opening up this border, letting all these people in, increasing the risks here in the United States, but yet all we're doing is trying to send more money overseas? How does this make sense? That's why many experts believe we are on the verge of World War III, because we're sending all of our money, all of our resources overseas. But what do we have here in the U.S.? That's the big question. So I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. I don't know if we will ever end up in World War III. Let's hope not. But again, you never know. But I just want to share that with you and get your thoughts. What do you think we're doing? Why would we pass a bill to increase the amount of people we have for selective service when we already have people that are signing up, registering, and doing it on their own? Shouldn't we increase their benefits? Shouldn't that be the first step? I'm just curious where you think things are headed. But again, that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.